been a real estate trainer and coach for some time, been in real estate for over 30 years, written some books about real estate, love technology, and also a proud EXP member. Now, I'm with Max Hobson. Tell us about you, Max.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm happy to be here. I am a uni student studying IT, so information technology, and I help real estate agents and real estate companies with their marketing and technology adaptation. I feel like this ChatGPT talk is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, no, it's great. And we've got to say the two different generations here too. I'm in my 50s, you're in your 20 or you're 20.
Yep.
What we're going to show today is just how easy technology can be, if you're 20 or if you're in your 50s, it doesn't matter. What we're going to be showing is how ChatGPT is a content creating machine for real estate agents. So that's the main thing. So something your dad says is AI won't replace you, but your competition using AI will. So I think that's really important. People are really scared about what this technology is going to do, and we just need to embrace it. There's certain warnings that we'll go through, but I think we really need to sort of, embrace this to make our lives easier.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what it is. So as I said, it's a content creating machine. It's something that it's generative, pre-trained transformer. Right. So what that means is it's a machine or computers that have been preloaded with a whole lot of information. So we can then draw on that information and have natural conversation. So it's like having a conversation with a very, very intelligent person, and as opposed to, say, Siri or Alexa, where it's a one-way conversation, it is a conversation, you can just say to Siri or Alexa, do this or do that. It's one way, whereas ChatGPT is very much about having that natural conversation, as opposed to Alexa or Siri, where it's one-way commands.
It almost feels like you're talking with ChatGPT. It feels like you're talking with a person.
Yeah, a very, very intelligent person.
It's a two-way conversation.
Yeah, and they're not sure. Like at the moment, it's ChatGPT is version 3, and version 4 is supposed to be released next week, which is everything up until now has been before 2021.
That's with ChatGPT 3.
Yep. So now with 4, it's going to be real time, and they're saying the intelligence level is going to be so much more, the explosion. And what I like to say is that we're a little snowflake now, and it's going to go to an avalanche of how this is going to change our lives.
Yeah.
So
it's just the tip of the iceberg at the moment.
Very exciting. So in the first 2 months of ChatGPT being launched, there were 100 million users, which is just,
fastest growing product in history, really, platform in history.
Exactly. So phenomenal. So it's not going away. So that's the main thing we've got to focus on, is that it's here for good. Now, I believe that, we need to create content in order to be found on ChatGPT, because it's going to be, like at the moment, it's all text, but it's only a matter of time before it goes to like Alexa or Siri, where it's voice activated. And people are getting lazier and lazier, and this is going to help us become a little bit more lazy in some ways. But I believe once we've got that voice technology, it's going to be another level. So we've got to make sure that we're on ChatGPT, that they find our content. So we've got to use this to actually help us build content, but also we've got to be very mindful that we are found on there. So I think that's a really important thing to do as well. So we've got Google, which is the search engine, and just a bit of history. So Microsoft will end up with a 49% stake in ChatGPT. Yep. So they've got Bing, which is the search engine, and they're putting ChatGPT onto that search engine as well. So they're saying it's not going to replace the search engine. We still need to have the websites that's got the content, but Chat will then sort of draw from that content on there.
There still is, a significant difference between, an AI conversation and Google, like a search engine, because Google is going to spit out a bunch of different sources, and you can pick, and these sources are created by different people, put onto Google, but ChatGPT or other AI conversations are just going to spit out a select bit of content from hundreds of potentially thousands or millions of different sources that it's scraped from the internet.
Yeah. So what it will be, and if you go to the Bing beta model now, it has the search engine on one side, which is all the websites. Then you can have a conversation about those things that it's found. So if it's, you're searching brand new cars or something, it'll have those cars there.
Yep.
Then you can have a conversation about those cars. So the search engine, you can't have a conversation. It's just a one-way task.
Yep.
So it's going to be something where we can actually talk about what we want. Take that one away. I want something, cheaper, or I want something more expensive, or something like that. So it's really going to help us, drill down a lot more into what we actually want, rather than just a normal search engine.
Yes.
So very exciting. So with what we need to do with ChatGPT is we need to feed the information. So we're going to be doing quite a few demonstrations here. We've got 21 ways to use ChatGPT in your business.
Yep.
And we're going to be drilling down into some of those. So the best way to operate with ChatGPT is to feed it the content, feed it the information. We've got to tweak it, and then we've always got to correct it. Because sometimes, say, for example, you're doing a real estate ad, it will ad lib and it will say, different things that don't apply to the property. It'll say it's got a waterfront view and it doesn't. So you've always got to be making sure that you tweak it, that you check it. But the most important thing is the information that you put into ChatGPT. You've got to ask the right questions, otherwise it won't know what answer to spit out to you.
Yeah, so you've got to put in your context, and you'll see that later with our use cases.
Yeah.
But say you might put in the context of, I'm a real estate agent and this is a property that I'm trying to sell on, 10 Smith Street in Runaway Bay or wherever it may be.
Yeah.
But it might give you an answer that you actually don't like. And you think, well, that's not right. Don't just end it there. Ask it and correct it. So say, well, that's actually not right. Can you fix this up?
Yeah.
Or can you change it to this?
Yeah.
Or even add in a bit more context. Say, can you rewrite this with, extra content for it to put in?
Yeah.
It's all about the prompts that you use. So we'll get into this a bit later, but that's called prompt engineering.
Yeah.
And that's how people are making money out of ChatGPT. It's how ChatGPT is really so advanced, but you've got to know the right prompts to use and how to use them.
Yeah, exactly. So a few warnings. You've got to be careful. We don't really know. This is only a few months old, really. So we don't really know how Google is going to respond to any content that we create with Chat or with any of the others. Now, and what I mean by that is that if we do something on ChatGPT, we just say write a suburb profile, and then every other real estate agent in the area does the same thing, it's going to think that we're spamming. It's going to think that we're not a real person. If we've got a credible website now, we've got to make sure that we keep that credibility. So the way that you can do that is adding your content into that question, as you said, like the prompts that it puts in. I'm a real estate agent in whatever area. I would like to have XXXX, which we'll go through. So you've got to really make sure that you put in your content and your story behind it. Now, and just another warning too, obviously that the content that we put into ChatGPT, the privacy policies within ChatGPT, it says don't put personal information in because they can use it. So they can sell it to other people. They can do those sorts of things. So if you don't want your personal information in there, don't put it in there. But
it also comes down to your client's personal information as well. So if you've got a privacy policy saying that you don't share information, from a legal standpoint, you can't put their information into ChatGPT. So that might be you use a sample street and you put in there, you copy and paste, you copy it from ChatGPT and you just UIfy it and put all your context in. So you're not giving away that private information, because if this does leak, it could be a big issue. Like that's a big issue and a breach that you've gone through.
That's right. So we don't really want to. And the other thing I want to say is that we don't want ChatGPT to stop our thinking. Okay, we've still got to think for ourselves. It's like if you think about it, different newspapers will have different political opinions, and obviously ChatGPT, we don't know what their opinions are on certain things. So have your own idea about what you believe in. This is not taking over our brain. We still have our own ideas on things. So be very mindful of that. That it is information there, but but it's not the only source of information.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to be very careful
We've
of.
always got to remember that nothing beats human to human contact.
That's
so
right.
You got to make sure that you're putting your brand voice into it, your voice into it. You're checking things.
Yeah.
Don't let it take over you, or AI will literally take over you.
Yeah, that's right. It's still got to be, if it brings out an answer that you're not comfortable with, then use your own values and rules and all that sort of thing as well. So another thing, and we'll go into this when we do the demonstration, always do a new page, like always start a new chat when you are doing a prompt, because otherwise
this all makes sense when we start.
Yeah,
doing the use
that's
cases.
right. Exactly. So we've got to make sure, because it is a conversation, that we'll use things from before. So we've got to make sure that we do that as well. So
in each chat, basically, you can give it context, and it'll grow off each answer it gives you. So if you've got 5 or 10 prompts in there saying, hey, change it this way, change it that way, it's going to keep remembering the original context. If you create a whole new chat, this will make sense later, but if you create a whole new chat, it's not going to remember the context from another chat.
Yes, exactly. All right, so the other thing we can do is ask it to answer in roles. Okay, so what that means is that you can ask it to respond as a teacher. You can ask it to respond as a solicitor. You can ask it to respond as to say, if you were 5 years old, you're not understanding what they're saying. So you can say, please write it to me as if I was 5 years old. So that's really important as well, that you're asking it in a role or a tonality, of the response as well.
And if you've got a creative mind, you can get really creative here and run campaigns, as you'll see later on. But we can run campaigns as if you're a dog, or you can start to do some really cool things with your social media, your website, and everything else here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Is there anything else you want to say before we go into our 21 uses?
No, I'm going to explain prompt engineering while we're doing it, so you'll start to understand. Prompt engineering is a really scary term. It's nothing to be scared of as such. It's more just the way that you articulate and structure the prompts. A prompt is basically what you ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So it's the way that you structure that. That's what prompt engineering is.
Yeah. So it's just how to ask a question.
Yes.
Basically, the prompts that you're putting in, and make sure that it applies to the answer that you want.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to talk about now is 21 uses for ChatGPT in your real estate business. So the first one is your bio. So agents' bios that are on their website, which is like their resume, so it's got to be good. And most real estate agents fall short on that. I look at them and
They
think,
suck.
wow, it doesn't reflect who this person is, their past experiences, their values, anything.
It's more than just your website as well. It's your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your TikTok, all your social
Realestate.com,
medias.
domain, everywhere.
Everywhere. Yep.
So this is something, we've actually got a template. And if anybody's interested, just let me know. I've got a template of what you can actually put into the bio, what information is going to help you get the best response at the end. So what information you need to put in there, and then how it's going to actually develop that into your bio. So that's really important. So okay, now we're going to go into a demonstration about emails and letters that you can send.
Yes.
So we've just put a couple of ideas together first that we can just cut and paste. It just makes it a lot easier.
So this is comes back to that new chat idea that we were going through before. You don't need to do it on your first, go, but you'll sign up on openai.com and it'll lead you to the screen. So this is your first chat. So you don't need to press new chat here.
No.
You just come straight down. And I'm copy and pasting the prompt in just so I don't have to write it out and waste everyone's time.
Yep.
But I'll read it out to you. You're giving it context here. So I'm a real estate agent. I've just listed a property for sale at 10 Smith Street, Runaway Bay. And then you're asking it what you want it to do. So this is the main prompt. Write me a prospecting letter to find other people that may want to sell their property. So we're going to hit enter. Dear, first name. Say, dear Lisa, I hope this letter finds you well. As a real estate agent, I'm constantly looking for new opportunities to help homeowners like you achieve their real estate goals. I recently listed a property for sale at 10 Smith Street, Runaway Bay, and I wanted to reach out to see if you or anyone you might know be interested in selling their property. With the current market conditions, it's a great time to consider selling and taking advantage of the high demand from buyers.
Yep. So it's, you can see there, it would take you normally 10, 15 minutes to write that letter. So it does it in a couple of seconds virtually. So you can actually say, I don't like paragraph 2 and rewrite that or something like that.
Yep.
Or you can say, rewrite that completely again.
Yes. So see this button
if you're not happy with it,
this button here, regenerate response.
Yep.
You can press that and it will give you a whole new letter.
Yeah.
So these are going to also be unique for every person who does it. So it's not going to spit out this response for someone else.
As long as you don't ask the same question. It could be very similar if you
Yeah.
ask exactly the same question,
Yeah.
but
It's not going to be identical.
Yeah, because most of the time we're going to be asking different questions. So this here, prospecting letters, you've got it covered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to put in a different tonality in this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So as we're going on from before about the roles, you can go, I'm going to copy and paste here because I've got it written down, but we can rewrite this in Shakespeare tone. So this is obviously just an example. Not many people are going to use Shakespeare tone for a prospecting letter, but it just shows the power of the prompts that you can ask it. So,
and I should say we did a live event about this last week, and you got me to read out the Shakespeare because you think I'm old and that I'm going to be able to understand Shakespeare. But anyway, so hark, good day to thee. As a humble servant of the real estate realm, I hereby beseech thee for thy kind attention. Anyway, get the idea. So it's sort of like a different role, a different tone, just for something, a bit of fun.
yeah. So just one more, which everyone found really amusing last week.
Yes.
Rewrite this letter as if I was a dog.
Yep. So woof, woof, woof. Dear fellow canines, my human has recently listed a beautiful property at 10 Smith Street, Wannaway Bay, and it got me thinking I would love to find other doggos and their humans who are considering selling their homes. As a loyal and trustworthy companion, I know firsthand the importance of finding a comfortable and safe place to call home. With the current state of the real estate market, there are many opportunities for dogs like us to find our dream home. So there's some real estate agents, that this is what I love about real estate. You can have your own personality, and we actually had somebody at the live event who has dogs, and that's become part of their branding. So they might want to adopt something like this, and you might have, you might be known for karate, you might be known for something else, and you can put that tonality into your marketing.
Yeah.
You can say, write it as if I am whatever my interest is, or, you know what I mean? So it's sort of like you can have your personal spin on things.
And let me just add, if I was trying to write this from scratch as if I was a dog, I wouldn't know where to start.
No, exactly.
So
or Shakespeare.
Yeah, or Shakespeare. I wouldn't even know the words to use.
Yeah, you would. Thanks. Yeah, so that's one side of things. Now we've got another demonstration of another letter that you can send.
A written apology. So I'm just going to copy and paste this.
So this basically is somebody that's had a property listed for sale for 3 months, and we're going to do a new chat.
Yeah,
so up on the left-hand side, we're going to do a new chat.
This is about opening up a new chat. So it's now giving it a new chat. So there's none of that context from that previous prompts.
Because otherwise it might start talking about Shakespeare and dogs or something. So this is going to be a brand new one. Yep. So basically the story is had a property listed for 3 months, hasn't sold, and right there I feel terrible, right with feeling. Yeah. So we're just going to get ChatGPT to write us a letter to say to the vendor how horrible we feel that a sale's fallen through.
And might we add that this would probably be something that you would call or you'd see the client in person for?
Absolutely. But it's also something, once you've seen them or you've spoken to them, it might be a follow-up letter that you can send just to confirm what you've said. But generally, yes, if you're going to give somebody bad news, you wouldn't mail out a letter or email something like that. You would actually talk to them. So I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to you with a heavy heart and a deep sense of remorse over the recent turn of events for the property we had listed for sale. As you know, we had prospective buyer interested in purchasing the property for the past 2 weeks. I was optimistic about the deal, and then it's gone down the page, so I can't read it. So it actually just is a beautiful letter that shows that you have a heavy heart, that you are, you do feel terrible, and it's confirming that you are still onto it. And I did one of these the other day, and I put a more positive spin on it. And so then once I wrote that, in that letter it actually went, but don't worry, we are 100% committed and all of that sort of thing. So, if it's not the letter you want and it hasn't got the flavour that you want, then add in a different tonality, or a different...
So this comes back to the prompts. So it's not what you like. Okay, that's cool. Don't think that ChatGPT isn't for you.
No.
It's almost like a human.
Yeah.
Tell it.
Yeah, that's
correct
right.
it, and it'll fix it up for you.
Yeah, and sometimes it says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Here's my next one again."
Yeah.
So it's very apologetic as
Yep.
well. All righty. So the next one we're going to talk about is
Real estate advertisement.
real estate advertisements. So we are going to write in. This is one that I think a lot of real estate agents will use, and we have to put in the context and all that sort of thing as well. And we also have to make sure that it's correct. As I said, sometimes it ad libs and it puts in, a whole lot of different things. Did you want to read that out?
Yes. So we've got the context. I'm a real estate agent, so it knows that it's in that context. Write me a real estate ad. 4 bedrooms, 3 living areas, triple garage, waterfront canal location, Hope Island, Queensland, owner must sell. So we're just going to give it that to start off with.
Yep.
Attention all home buyers. This stunning 4 bedrooms, 3 living area, triple garage home located on the waterfront canal in Hope Island, Queensland is a dream come true. Boasting spectacular views of the water, this luxurious property is perfect oasis for those who crave relaxation and tranquility. So obviously if that's not right, it doesn't have spectacular views of the water, you have to change that up.
Yes.
But it's getting rid of the writer's block. So you've got this awesome template to start from.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And you can even ask it. You can say, this property doesn't have views of the water. Can you please change that? And it will change that for you.
So like I said at the start, this is a content creating machine, but it's also your own virtual assistant that you don't have to pay for. Well, at this point in time, ChatGPT is free, but there is going to be a $20 a month charge. So they say. Now you've got ChatGPT, but you've also got some of the other ones like Jasper that have pre-loaded templates. Whereas I actually prefer ChatGPT over Jasper, but it's horses for courses. Jasper do say that they will never have the same content again. Like you can use it with the confidence that it's not going to be
copyright free.
That's right. So nobody else is going to use that exact article or whatever. Whereas Chat, that you can sort of see sometimes that it is written by AI.
The patterns and trends show through because at the end of the day, it is just going off what it finds. So it's regenerating these responses in different ways, but it's sort of the same pattern, the same learning.
That's right. And so again, we have to be careful. These kinds of things, the advertisements should be okay as far as Google goes because you're putting in a whole lot of context at the start. So it's not going to be the same as anybody else's. Letters that you use, that's okay. Emails you use, that's okay. But anything else, say a Suburb profile, be careful that you don't just take something off Chat and put it on Google because you may be penalised. If you're on page 1 of Google now, Google might say, okay, this is a spam website now. They're putting in a whole lot of content that's not their own. It's obviously come from an artificial intelligence. You might go to page 10 on Google. We don't know what this is going to do yet, so be careful. Be careful with what you do. So did you want to do the video prompt one now? Yeah,
so we've got one last one that we're going to demonstrate to you.
Yeah, this one actually blew my mind. Yeah, this one is amazing.
It's about video ideas. So we're going to open up a new chat, obviously.
So this is if a real estate agent wants to create some content and they want to have 10 ideas for videos that they can make in their real estate business. So it's got a real estate agent in Brisbane, Queensland, give me 10 ideas for videos that I can make. So it's got virtual tour of a property, tips for first home buyers, market updates, client testimonials, community spotlight, property investment advice, and then we've got Q&A, experts and all that sort of thing. So we can say, I like number 6. Give me more like that.
Yes. So I'm going to wait for it to finish off. It's giving us so many this time.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10. I like number 6.
Give me 10 more along those lines. Give me 10 more examples around that topic. And you can pick any one of those that you like around that topic. So then here's 10 more ideas based on that. How to build a property portfolio, the art of negotiation, investing in commercial property, renovating for profit. So let's say now, so we've got the ideas on the videos. Now what we're going to do is script that video. So we're going to say, okay, we like which one do you like, Max? Do you like renovating for profit?
We'll go, renovating for profit.
Okay, so just say number 4.
I'm going to stop generating now. But yeah, so this is the really cool part about it. So you can actually get it to write a full script for you. So
So you can actually, the other day I did it and it came out and it had what the videographer needs to do, what you need to do. So it'd say pan over to two people shaking hands in a kitchen. It was just exactly what you needed to do, all the script. It's just amazing. So, okay,
we're going to tell it. I like number 4.
Yep.
Please write me a video script for this.
Yep. Okay, sure. Here's a sample. Hi, everyone. I'm a real estate agent here in Brisbane. Today, I want to talk to you about renovating for profit and share some tips on how to get the most of your next renovation project. Choosing the right renovation. So it goes section 1, section 2, so it tells you what to say. Now, I can't remember what I actually put into it to get the actual script, but, you can sort of drill down into this as well to sort of say, how is this going to look? Where's everybody going to be? Or what sort of pictures should I have? That sort of thing that can actually elaborate on this.
Yeah,
so
it'll give you some general idea of the structure of the video. This, again, comes back to the prompt engineering, which is what it's all about. This is what ChatGPT is all about. It's about putting in the right prompts to get the answer that you want, because it is all about the input. The input creates, the output that you want. So if you don't put the right input in, it's not going to deliver you the results you want from it.
No, exactly. So what we'll do now is we'll go through some of the other ideas, some of the other 21 ways. So we've got ideas for blogs and articles. So just the same as we did that then for ideas on video scripts, we can do the same thing. Give me 10 ideas for blogs or articles that I can write, and then you can actually ask them to write it, but put in your context. You don't want to be printing out something that's, or putting something online that's original chat content, as we said. So put in your ideas. Once it says the idea for the blog, yeah, that's right. Always add your tweak on it.
And for any content, even if you're getting it done through Jasper, or a copywriter should always have your brand intertwined in it.
Yeah, that's right. But this is what I love about it. It can write in my personality. Like I'm kind of a bit cheeky. I'm kind of a bit, I like the funny side of things. So, you can sort of go write with humour and things like that.
I was having a think as well. Like, you never know what happens in the future. You might have profile on ChatGPT with all your interests, your demographics, who you are.
Yes.
And it might know that information about you. So when you go to say, write it in my brand.
In our dossier.
Yeah. it might already know what your brand is, and it will structure it like that. Because seriously, this is some very advanced technology that we're working with, and that is not out of the question.
Well, it might be in 4, next week. Chat 4 is out. So we're going to have to do another video with all the improvements on Chat 4, because it's going to, they say it's going to blow our minds.
Change the world.
Yeah, exactly. So rewriting advertisements. So you can actually go into, if another agent had a property listed before, you can go in and cut and paste that old ad and then put it into Chat, put your tweaks on it, what you love about the property, and rewrite the entire ad again. You can do that with anything. Suburb profiles, you can go in and get it off wherever and then put your tweak on it, rewrite the entire thing. So you can rewrite anything. Maybe your website, the content is not, up to scratch. It's not what you want. You can put it in, write it as if I was a copywriter. So you can just retweak everything if that's what you wanted to do. So headlines and taglines. So we wrote that real estate advertisement before. We might want to focus on a headline for that. So it might be, write me 10 headlines for that advertisement. And they come up with some amazing ones. You might say, I like 2 and 4, write more like that.
And you can, again, assign a role or a style to it. So if you want it to be in Shakespeare style, dog style, your style, you can ask that. So if you want it to have some humor to it, so it really catches the audience's attention.
Yeah. Exactly.
And engages them, that's something you can ask as well.
Yeah, exactly. Good. All right. So as I said, rewrite absolutely anything. Suburb profiles we went into. Combine ads with suburb profiles. So say if you've got the ad that you've put onto realestate.com, but you want to elaborate and maybe put it as a blog post or something, you might then combine both of those things together. Spelling and punctuation. If I could make this law that real estate agents have to use ChatGPT just for spelling and punctuation, I think it would give us a lot more credibility in the industry, that some of the stuff that you see written, like people on Facebook and the ads they write are atrocious, absolutely atrocious. And it makes us look like fools. I'm sorry, but it does. Yeah. So,
or boring. Like a lot of the issues that I see with real estate agents is their content is just seriously boring. You read it and it's like, you've got no clue how to sell. You haven't structured this in a way that actually engages me. Like I read the first line, I'm like, I don't like the picture of this property. This text is boring, why would I keep reading it?
Exactly. But yeah, you've got that side of it where it's boring, but then you've also got the side where you go, they can't even spell. You know,
Yeah.
how am I going to list my property, my $3 million property with this guy? I can't even spell.
Yeah.
You know, and the punctuation. So once you write something, if you want to just put it into ChatGPT, next level, you know, it just will not rewrite it, it will punctuate it, it will write the right words and all that sort of thing. So please, if you don't get anything out of this, use it for punctuation and spelling.
And what's the prompt for that? Is it enhance my text?
Just spelling and punctuation.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
And also, too, somebody asked me at the live event the other day, what spelling does it write in? So it'll write in an American context, but you can say write it in English.
So as a prompt, you'd say, you know, punctuate this in English Australian.
Yeah, that's right. And I did do that, and it said g'day. You know, so just it's got to be, you know, from the English dictionary based in Australia, whatever. So that's that. Now, what are we up to now? So, an idea of what you can say. So, say you've had a situation where, you know, we did one, a sale fell through. It might be a building and pest inspectors going through a property or something, and you want to write and advise the owner or something, whatever it is, or a conversation you're going to have. So, it might be whatever that prompt is, put it into there, and then get some advice about how to say that to somebody. You know, whether like we had the sale's going to fall through, or, you know, whatever it might be. Have that as a prompt for how you can actually communicate whatever it is you want to say to the vendor.
Or even if you're a new agent and you're struggling with cold calling, you're a bit nervous, having a script there that you can use when you're cold calling.
Yeah. Well, scripts and dialogues, you never need to go to another, you know, training platform or anything. This is your scripts and dialogues, and you can actually make it make it your
Tweak
personality.
It till it's perfect.
That's right. Tweak it until you're happy with it. Sometimes I read things that some of the trainers put out and they'll say, you know, scripts and dialogues this. And I think, I could never say that. I could never, ever say that. That's not my personality.
Yep.
So you can put your personality into the scripts and dialogues, something that you want to say. And it might be, you know, something, a soft close, or it might be, you know, this is the outcome that I want. Help me with a script that will help me get that outcome with the vendor or something, you know. So it's like it's a soft way that you're going to get that response. So I think that's important. Social media posts, please also use it for social media posts, because some of the things, captions or just ideas. I'm a real estate agent in Brisbane and I want to make some social media posts. What can I write about?
You can ask it to list out 10. So you got a few there, so you just match them up with some of the graphics and pictures that you've got.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it might be 10 and you might say, I like number 4, expand on that, you know, whatever your personality is. And like I said, whatever people know you for, like I'm on my kayak all the time, or jet skis or whatever, you know, people know me for that, or pink branding or whatever. So it might be things in there that I write to kind of do my personality. You ride bikes and all of that sort of thing. So, you know, that's what you're going to be known for, your target market. And then we've got Frank and Christine, which it's, you know, their dogs and things like that. You know, so everybody's got their own personality, and their clients will know them for that as well.
Yeah.
And then opinions and ideas. So opinions and ideas on anything. You know, you've actually got somebody that you can talk to and say, what do you think about this? This has happened. What do you think? Yeah. And again, remember your personal situations and that sort of thing. Yeah. My friend down the road, this happened to them. So it's not you. No, No, but opinions, ideas.
It's very neutral at the moment. So if you ask it opinions, it'll usually won't give you anything. So it doesn't want to get too political, doesn't want to piss people off, obviously. So if you ask it something like, who should I vote for in the next election? It's obviously not going to give you information like that, because it's very neutral. But who knows the ways it's going to swing?
I'm sure they will have a slant on it.
Yes.
But anyway,
just wait for some big investor to come in.
Well, we've got Bill Gates, so it'll be what Bill Gates wants us to do, I would imagine. But anyway, that's another thing. So, right, so we've got neighbourhood guides. So some of the neighbourhood guides we have, you might do a printout of restaurants in the area. You might have schools in the area, banks, parks, sporting organisations, a list of tradespeople. So those things, I think we'd be pretty safe to put those on your website without too much tweaking.
Yep.
I think that would be okay as far as Google goes. But again, we don't really know yet how that's going to be. Optimise personalizing content with keywords. So that's really important for Google, is to know keywords. So you might say, I'm a real estate agent in Brisbane and I specialize in property management and sales. What are my keywords on Google?
Yep.
So it might give you 12 keywords. So they're things that you know then that you want to be known for, that's what the buyers or sellers are going to be putting into Google to find you. So they're important. So you want to use those keywords in articles and on your website and all that sort of thing as well. So it can help you with keywords as well. And then enhanced transcripts of videos. So just say our conversation today, the way that we talk, I just said, so it's going to come up, normally on a transcript. Whereas if you put this into ChatGPT, it will actually say, it will punctuate it correctly. It will, give us the
Unless
right grammar.
Unless you give the Aussie slang roll, and then it'll be back to what we sound like now.
I'm gonna.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's really important too. I think that's a really good thing to have. So then we've got write newsletters and articles with your content using keywords. So again, we had the ideas before, and then this is actually writing those articles. Help with synonyms for Yoast. So this was just one little thing that came up to me. I've got a WordPress website with Yoast in the background, and there's one part in there that it says write synonyms for the keywords, and I always go, oh, crikeys. But I can just put that into ChatGPT now, and it does all the synonyms for me. Yeah, that's right. So then another one, ideas for business names, so you can brainstorm anything. So some of the business names that comes up with, just amazing. Like the headlines are amazing.
More so than just business names. Take note of the brainstorm anything. This could be helping you design your brand, helping you with descriptions, it can help you brainstorm anything you need.
That's right. And it's you might do a workplace flow of how you're going to do this, and this, and it'll do that for you. But also brainstorm anything like, your child's birthday, what to buy them, for their birthday, they like horse riding and whatever. What would a 6-year-old girl like, or something like that. So there's amazing things that you can put into here. As we said, whatever you put in there is what you're going to get out of it. So, so I think that's what we've got, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
once again, we want to reiterate: AI is not going to replace you yet. We don't know what's going to happen in the future.
I know.
But your competition using AI certainly will, because they're going to be so much more efficient. They're going to save time, save so much money, because copywriters are expensive.
Very.
VAs, although they look cheap, they're expensive over time.
Yeah.
Being able to automate at least some of these tasks is a really good thing, especially if you're trying to save a bit of money.
Yep.
It's really helpful. So if your competition is using AI and they're saving all this time and money and you aren't, then you've really got to think,
exactly,
is it worth it?
Get on it. You need to get on it. All right. So if anybody's got any questions about anything, reach out to either Max or myself.
Yep.
I've got that template if anybody wants it for the bio. Or if you want any information about EXP, let us know as well.
We're going to be also organising full-day workshops in major cities in Australia. So I think we're going Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney. Are we doing one in Brisbane?
Yeah.
Sorry, Northern Territory.
Yeah.
You have to come to the Brisbane one.
And Hobart.
So we'll be running full-day workshops on AI. So not just on ChatGPT, but all things AI. So if you want to learn about AI, you want to learn about a few different platforms like Jasper, like ChatGPT, DALL-E 2, all these different platforms, then sign yourself up. We're going to be sending this stuff out in emails soon. So
really excited about that. Really excited about that. So let us know if you've got any questions.
Yep.